y'all, Building with Brenda Jean Homes here on the scene at Riverstone Constructions, the Exuma, which is townhomes in the Ottawa area where you can live through all seasons of life. I'm walking out of one of our two-story homes. It's the Hamilton plan. Walking out onto the front porch, and although this is a great product, I really wanted to talk to you about why teachers make great real estate agents. I've had several teachers talk to me over the years about, why did you make the change from teaching or being a principal to becoming an agent? And a lot of those decisions were very personal to my own growth and personal situation. I wanted to step out of the leadership role in education to become healthy again and to work on my own mental wellness. And so, yeah, that's what led me here. But some teachers right now are in situations where they just want to be able to have an exit plan, whether it be in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I definitely could step in and encourage you in that way. I don't recommend quitting your job cold turkey, but I think there are definitely ways. I actually know there are definitely ways that teachers can begin to be exposed to information and education in real estate to then have a 2 or 5 year plan. And so let's talk about what that might look like. This is still the holiday break, so folks are, thinking and planning, and naturally in our society we're encouraged to think about what are our next steps, or set goals, or set, put things out, our intentions for the next year. And as you're thinking about teaching and the things that you're doing, and whether or not you want to stick with that career or not, if you've not considered real estate, I think it's one that you should consider. And I would do it on a slow pace. I wouldn't just jump into it. But you could go ahead and start working on getting your license. Take 6 months to do that. I took 6 months to study and to read the workbooks. I went through some classes. I literally took 6 months, but that's what I was encouraged to do by my broker at the time, my prospective broker. So I took that time, studied, took the test, passed it on the first time, which that's okay if you don't pass it the first time. People don't always pass the first time. But there's a business law piece, and then there's a real estate piece. And so you could take the next 6 months and do that. Hello. And then all is well. And then, take that your first next year of teaching to work independently, or, not independently, but work part-time. And so there are administrative things you could do. So I'm adding someone on my team now who will have access to the MLS. They'll be able to go into the MLS and help support me as a closing coordinator. There are administrative things you can do if you are still teaching or still working and wanting to get back into real estate. Like I said, I recommend doing it slow, not quitting your job and jumping in, because the market is tough right now. But if you position yourself to pivot in 2 or 3 years, you could totally make it happen. There are people that get paid $500 a pop just to put together the documents for a transaction. And so for me, you can look at all these houses here. I'm sitting in a cul-de-sac of 9 houses, but there will be a total of 31 houses here. So if you wanted to work with someone like me or another agent who does production listing, I need help. I always need that extra support and assistance for someone who's already in real estate or that's doing it part-time. And as teachers, I know that you plan and you prepare. You're thinking ahead. As a teacher, one of the things I was encouraged to do my very first year of teaching, this was from my principal at the time. She always encouraged us to ask ourselves, what's going well? What can we improve on? And I do that now in my own daily life. And I know that as teachers, we naturally do that. So planning and preparation is great. We're also good at having that multiple intelligence of knowing people, getting to know them, getting to know their needs. We can ask the hard questions. What are your non-negotiables? What is it that you're really looking for? So teachers are great, not only for planning and preparing, but they're great people persons for the most part. A lot of times teachers have experience with de-escalating situations. I've been in some heated situations, not terribly heated, where I've had to calm someone, help them understand. We see learning gaps. And so oftentimes when I have buyer's agents who aren't familiar with new construction, I see the learning gaps. I see that they're treating this house as if it has been here for 20 years and it hasn't been. So I am usually able to read that, see that, and then meet them where they are, pull them to the side, have a conversation, let them know, hey, I'm a new construction specialist. I would love for you to improve in your area of expertise and understanding in new construction. And so I've been able to do that. I've actually had agents ask me to do that. They've come to me and they've been transparent, they've been vulnerable, and they've said, oh my goodness, you've sold a lot of new construction. And I have, because that's what I grew up in. But this one particular agent that I'm thinking of is an amazing agent. She is professional, she's responsive, and she is a fierce advocate for her buyers. She just hadn't sold new construction. So her new construction sale was with me. Her first one was with me, and we were able to walk through the process, have a better understanding of what it looks like. We still did a home inspection. We were able to talk about what the builder's limited 1-year warranty looks like, and helped her answer questions to her buyers, which eases the pain in the process, and it helps folks to get more comfortable along the way. So yes, if you are a teacher or you're in a helping profession and you're thinking about moving into real estate, meet me, take me for coffee. I'll meet you for coffee. We can have a conversation and talk about something that you could do now to prepare yourself in maybe 2 to 5 years to get into real estate, whether it's as a real estate agent or even as an investor or whatever it is that you're thinking about. I think it's a great pivot. Like I said, it's very helpful to have the background of a teaching profession because, like I said before, you know how to plan, you know how to prepare. Usually teachers who are worth their salt know how to manage chaos, or when there's cognitive dissonance, you can actually tell that with the buyer, and you can help them to bridge their own gaps in learning what they need to learn to then make an informed decision. So yeah, teachers make great real estate agents. Like I said before, and I'll say this a lot, I do not recommend quitting your job and jumping into real estate. It can be feast or famine. The month of December, I had 5 properties go under contract. The month before that, maybe 1. Sometimes months I go without having anything go under contract. And so it's feast or famine. You need to plan, you need to prepare. Some of the best things that we can do in our lives is something that I've heard Troy Rogers say, and I know most of Chattanooga knows who that is, but he says resources, opportunity, and exposure are 3 things that help us to move along in life. People that don't have resources, opportunity, and exposure struggle. And that's why a lot of times we see, kids in situations who haven't had resources, opportunity, and exposure make it. However, as a teacher, you have resources, you have opportunity, you have exposure. It's being offered. You can go to YouTube University. You can hit me up. You can ask questions. You can plan. You can prepare. You can make these decisions and be informed in your decision making. And you can have real estate as a second income while you prepare for your exit. And preparing for your exit is really good because then you know what you're getting into and you're not just leaving yourself short in making the money that you need to make. And so I'm glad y'all are watching. I see folks on here that I know. Hey. Thank you for watching. Today I'm talking about why teachers make great real estate agents. And part of the reason why I feel like they make great agents is because we write lesson plans. We know how to plan. We know how to prepare. And we usually know how to work with people and talk to them and have conversations with them to help them bridge their own gap. And we're lifelong learners. So teachers make great real estate agents because you're a lifelong learner and you're going to make informed decisions. We are covert data collectors. We're always collecting data as teachers so that we can better teach our students, so that we know how to move with them and that we can see what their learning gaps are. So because we have that experience, we make fantastic real estate agents because we are sensitive to the needs of our clients. And if our clients have a buyer's agent, we kind of think about that like as the parent. You've got a parent, but you're in my classroom, or vice versa. And then we know how to navigate that and how to work with people to make informed decisions. Buying houses, buying real estate, for, the regular old person is one thing, and it's a whole different niche when you are dealing with investors. And I did just recently sell an investment property to an investor, and it was a different buying experience. I answered questions that they had that I'm not answering for my new home buyers who've never bought a home before. So we have different ways that we address our students. Different students are, faster learners, or they come to us with learning gaps. Same thing with buyers. Some buyers come to us and they're buying their 10th home. I've had someone come in and say, you know what, I've already built 4 houses. I know that this is the house I want. I know this furniture is going to go here. I know that I want the house painted this color. Then I've had other folks come in and they don't know what they want, and they need to be walked through the process to figure out what is it that I actually want or need to make this buying decision. So yeah, I won't stay on here long, but I wanted to just share with y'all why I think teachers make great real estate agents, why I think that if you are a teacher or you're in a helping profession or whatever you're doing, if you're thinking about getting into real estate, I do have an online school community, absolutely free, doesn't cost anything to join. You can join my online school community where I have a real estate academy where I talk more about why people who are considering real estate or investing should really focus on their resources, their opportunities, and exposure before making the decision. It is not healthy to, in my opinion, to just jump and make a decision and then you're stressed out and trying to figure out other things to do. So something that I think is also really cool to think about is, for me, I have multiple streams of income that I've been tapping into, and one of them is even mystery shopping. So teachers who are looking to pivot into real estate could mystery shop to supplement their income so that when they do become a real estate agent, they have 2-3 other things that they can do prior to jumping ship. And so yeah, I think as a teacher, one of the things I miss is the interaction with students. I miss, the interaction and just the camaraderie with other teachers. And I get that now, some with the agents that I work with. We are close-knit. We cheer each other on. Like right now, 3 of us with Riverstone are at 3 different open houses. There's usually a group text that goes out that says, Happy Sunday. Hope you have a great open house. And I love that. That's part of, that camaraderie and working with folks closely. It's kind of like, your school family kind of gets replaced. And so, yes, teachers make great real estate agents. And there's a reason for that, because we know how to, like I said, support our students. We know how to answer questions if we are worth our salt. We know how to address the needs of our students and the needs of the folks that are around us. Show you all my sign in the back. So part of my planning and preparing today was I got here, usually get to my open houses 30 to 45 minutes early, and I put out signs and I walk the houses. Today there was a can that, it says it's trying to reconnect. So yeah, there was a can that got blown into the neighborhood, so I picked up that can because it was at the entranceway. It's very important to us as real estate agents that things look nice in the communities that we're selling. And drove down to the front a little bit and show y'all. That same sandwich board that you just saw out in front of the house that says open house and agent on duty, I put those same sandwich boards at the front entrance. So those are there. Let me go down and show you mailboxes. Communities now that are being developed or built don't typically have their own mailboxes in front of them because I think it was 2012, the United States Postal Service stopped allowing communities to put mailboxes in front of the houses for service. And so we have a lot or an area that has been, y'all, it's windy out here, that's been designated for mailboxes. So part of what we do when we sell the houses is I will make sure that my buyers have the keys that they need to their mailbox. This is what it looks like. So this is where they slide in their outgoing mail, and then you have a key to your own mailbox. But folks can drive up to this, they can walk up to this to get their mail. Absolutely love real estate, y'all. Yes, like we talked about before, it can be feast or famine. I had 5 properties go under contract in the month of December. 2 of them will, 3 of them I believe have 2 have already closed. One's going to close before the end of the month, and the other 2 will close in January. So yeah, it can be feast or famine, but that's what you work towards, and that's why I don't encourage you as a teacher to just jump out there and quit your job. I think you should think about the pivot, interview 2 or 3 companies that are, brokers that are in real estate. Interview them, get a feel for what they would offer. I have ideas about that if you want to message me about some folks to interview or teams to consider working on. It's really going to depend on what you're looking for. But yeah, teachers make great agents. And the reason we do is because most of the time we are people persons. We plan, we prepare, we are covert data collectors. We collect data to make decisions to help our students. The same thing we do with our clients. We collect data to help our clients meet their needs and get the things in. Yo, I need to start walking some more. I'm tired. I'm out of breath. I just need to breathe right now. Let's see. Woo-wee! That hill is steep. Let me just show y'all. The hill is steep, but I still should not be out of breath like this. That's all right. It's going to get better. I have a plan in place. Do some more walking. Get myself in better shape. But yeah, teachers make great real estate agents, y'all. Like I said, Brenda Jean Homes, building with Brenda Jean here at Riverstone Constructions, the Exuma, at an open house. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Bye.